everybody. My name is Christian. I'm 27 and I'm a trans guy. I am pre everything. Um, I wanted to create this channel to track my journey and to be able to help people who are going through the same thing and just be able to have something to where I can look back and see all of the progress I've made, see where I started to wherever I'm going to be whenever I'm farther into my transition. Um, it is 6 days. No, sorry, 9 days. 9 days until I go in for my very first shot of testosterone. Um, this is also my very first video, so I'm not really sure how to say things or edit things or anything like that because I'm very, very, very new to this. I'm pretty good at Snapchat videos, but that's just my friends and not the entire world that can see it. Um, but I'm pretty open with things. Um, I like to be able to talk about what I'm excited about, what I'm scared about, what I'm nervous about, everything that I'm going through, the changes that I'll be making and going through, and all of that kind of stuff. Um, so, I am a trans guy. I actually just realized not very long ago that I was trans. I had an issue with some dysphoria a little over a year ago, and I've kind of been in denial for that whole entire period of time until I was not able to keep denying it to where I can't be okay pretending that I'm somebody that I'm not. And that's what I think was the most difficult thing for me, was realizing that I would never be happy if I kept denying it and kept trying to portray myself as somebody that I wasn't, trying to be socially acceptable as who I was born as, and that's just not working out for me anymore. So I've decided to go ahead with transition, and hopefully it helps me out a lot. Hopefully I'll be able to be comfortable with my own skin, and I'm still learning things. I hope to continue to learn things. I don't think there's ever going to be a day where I know absolutely everything about being trans because there's new things that happen every day. So it's not something that I'm going to take lightly because this is a serious thing for me, especially with my situation. Not knowing that I was trans as a child, like a lot of videos and things that I see online, there's people who have known since they were 2, 3 years old, and unfortunately, I don't fall into that category. Um, I only just had my first bout with dysphoria when I was 26, so I was kind of a late bloomer. I like to call myself a late bloomer. Uh, so eventually, I plan on having something to be able to look back at and be like, I can't believe I sounded like that. I can't believe I looked like that. I can't believe, that I thought this, and this, because I'm expecting nothing to go exactly how I plan it to. And it's a little bit nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie. So it's a learning thing for me, and I'm constantly learning new things every single day because I do a lot of research, especially with me starting HRT on June 6th. I've been doing a lot of research, like what testosterone does, what the changes are, and I did talk to my doctor about this on the 23rd when I had my initial appointment, where she outlined, she was like, these are the things that are going to change, and if I were to go off of testosterone, this is what would stay, and this is what would not stay. But I don't ever plan on going off of testosterone because I feel like it's going to really change my life for the better and make me happier to where I can maybe get off of my depression and anxiety meds, maybe to where I'm more comfortable in my own skin and be who I feel like I am inside. Like, I want to be seen as who I feel. I want to be not misgendered. I don't want to be called my dead name. I don't want to have to go through all these things that I've been having to go through since I was 14. And I think we all know where I'm going with that. I don't want to have to deal with everything that comes with being a female, essentially. And I know that I'm not going to be able to change everything, but there is a lot that I can change, and a lot of it's going to come from testosterone, I think. I think that my voice dropping is going to be a very exciting thing for me. I'm excited for my facial shape to change because I've gotten a masculine haircut and my face still does not at all look masculine in any way, and it really increases the dysphoria. It really makes me realize that I wasn't born how I should have been. I was born in the wrong body, unfortunately. So I just have to take it one step at a time. And I'm willing to help others that are going through the same thing. Um, I kind of want to maybe do like a Q&A type thing. Um, Maybe review some prosthetics that I have. I only have 2 actual prosthetics, and I have a packer, which I don't ever use anymore because it doesn't match my skin tone. And every time I would look at it, I'm just like, this doesn't feel right. Um, but basically, just things to help the community, to help people that are only realizing just now that they're trans, and help maybe other people who are cis and don't understand and are a family member, a partner, a friend of somebody who is trans. Because right now I'm going through that. Um, I have family and friends and everything's going to be changing, and it's going to be a whole lot of having to get used to all the changes that I'll be going through, and it might be emotional, it might be chaotic, and I'm actually expecting that. I'm expecting it to be more chaotic at work than it is at home, just because it's going to be a little bit more stressful because not everybody at work really knows everything. And when the testosterone hits and all the changes start happening, everybody's probably going to have questions. They're probably going to, be asking me things that make me uncomfortable. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to deal with that. I have to figure out coping mechanisms and ways to deal with it, ways to not be affected as much by it, because I know it's going to affect me in a certain type of way. Everything affects you in a certain type of way. And I feel like it could be either positive or it could be negative, or it could also be neutral. Um, all of my bosses are 100% completely behind my back. Like, they have me. So if anybody says anything or anything happens, I can go directly to them, and maybe whoever made a comment or whoever said something that was about me, like not directly to me, but I overheard something, I could go to my manager and maybe like have a sit down with that specific person and explain that this isn't really something that I'm comfortable talking about in the workplace. It's not something that I feel like I need to explain myself, because I don't have to explain myself to anybody but myself, or the people who really truly matter, like my family and my friends and of course my managers. They have to know, because if they didn't, I would be kind of going at it alone, and that would be not good. So, I'm excited. Um, as I said, I'll get back to this story, I guess. As I said, I realized that something was different about a little over a year ago. Um, I was at work and I experienced some bottom dysphoria. And at the time, I had no idea what that was. I just knew that it was flat down there, and my brain was, for some reason, not comprehending the fact that it was supposed to be flat, and instead it was, okay, I don't have a bulge, something's not right. And I went home literally that night and I started looking things up. I had brought it up to my partner. I was like, hey, I'm dealing with some things and I'm doing some research, and there's this thing called dysphoria, and I think that that's what I'm going through. He actually went with me to go buy my first Packer, which is the one that I don't ever use because it's too dark. We got it at an adult store, so they didn't really have much selection, because I feel like anywhere other than the internet, you're not really going to find things exactly for the trans community unless they have a specific store for that, or if, you know, you go online and there's tons of websites, there's prosthetics, there's different kinds of underwear, there's binders, and you can't typically find those kinds of things at adult stores, especially not where I live. Um, I live in a little, we up here like to call it the armpit of America, um, in West Virginia. So it's not really a common thing around here, and there's not much knowledge about it, and it's not difficult, I would say, but it's not as widely accepted here as it is probably in DC or Los Angeles or like a big city where it's more common because there's more people that are able to come out and be who they are, and for little guys that are in these kinds of cities and states and countries where it's not as widely accepted or known about or anything like that, it's a little bit more difficult, I think, in my opinion, because, like I said, it's not a lot of people do know about it. Not a lot of people understand it. And I'm not saying that people in big cities don't understand it, because everywhere you're going to find people that don't actually understand it. And what I'm trying to do is just kind of get through it. And if anybody has questions, as long as it's not rude or disrespectful, I'll be more than happy to answer questions and help people understand. And there's a couple people at work that know. There's some that don't. That's a concern for me because, even the people that know, I created a new Facebook, so half the people that do know don't really know that I'm actually going to be starting on hormones. They don't know that I'm actually physically going through a medical transition, and it might rise up a couple questions and people being kind of uncomfortable or not sure what to do or say. And I'm kind of concerned about that. I'm kind of concerned about how everybody's going to take it, because I know that I'm going to be running into a bunch of obstacles. I know that I'm going to come across people who just don't want anything to do with accepting it. And there's going to be people that are like, oh, okay, whatever. And they just kind of go on with their business. And the people that aren't as accepting and the people that make rude comments and everything else, those are the people that I'm worried about. That's my main concern at this point, is the people that aren't going to be as accepting of it, and those who don't understand and don't care to. That's an issue for me. But I have to just take it one step at a time, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm expecting my voice to drop first, so a lot of people at work will probably be like, why is your voice so low? And I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know if I'm going to explain or if I'm going to just kind of knock it out of the water and be like, I don't really feel like talking about it because it's not really any business, but I also don't want to sound like a dick. So it's kind of like I'm stuck, kind of. But anyways, I will be making more videos, but this is just kind of like a starter video. I probably won't make one until a couple days before or the day of my T-shot, just because I do still have a lot of research to do. I have to think about questions that I want to ask my doctor, and talking to people, and planning things. I'm actually planning a birthday party of sorts for the 6th with myself and a couple of friends. I'm going to be going out and kind of celebrating what I want to call a birthday, because it's going to be the day that I start everything. It's going to be the start of my new life, and I consider that kind of like a birthday. So I'm going to have 2 birthdays. I'm going to have a winter birthday and a summer birthday, which I think is pretty cool. But I will try to keep videos up to date. Again, I don't know anything about editing. Right now I'm in the parking lot of work filming on my phone. So this one is definitely not going to be edited. I know I've said a lot, just because it's new. I'm not really used to speaking to the public. I'm not much of a public speaker, and I understand that this video, as soon as it's posted, can be found just like this in the matter of seconds from anyone around the world. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but I will probably get better, especially because I'm going to be using this as a platform to track my journey, see all of my progress, be able to help people, and all of that fun stuff. So I'm excited. I'm really, really, really excited. I might make a video about my experience at Whitman Walker, because that is where I am going. I was actually recommended to them by a trans friend or acquaintance that I used to go to school with, and they were exceptional. Absolutely exceptional. I never expected to feel so myself and so welcomed and everything, but that's for another video. I think I'm gonna sign off now because I gotta get ready to go into work. So thank you guys for watching this long, boring video of me talking about everything kind of scattered around, not making any sense. It'll get better, I promise. I've got a computer at home. I'll be making videos at home too. So you might even get to see my little dog. He's not little. He's like 50 pounds, but whatever. He's my baby. So I have to think of like a new way to introduce myself. I know Chase is like, it's Chasey Poo, and I absolutely love that. I can't steal it. So I gotta figure out like a brand new opener and how to edit videos, insert little like clip arts and pictures and random shit. So yeah, that's basically my very first video, and I will be doing a lot more. I don't really know how often, but I'm gonna try to keep it up with like my journey. Like I'll probably do like a weekly, this is my voice, one day on T, this is my voice, a week on T, this is my voice, 2 weeks on T, because I'm one of those lame assholes that I can't figure out how to. I might even just like do Snapchat videos and just be like, this is my voice, da 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 da, and just like line them all up into like one video and be like, okay, here's like how my voice has changed over a month. This is how my voice has changed over 2 months. That's still lame, but this is also for me to be able to look back on. So it's not specifically just for the public, but I know some people are actually interested, because I like to know, I like to watch that kind of video where it's like, how long is it going to take for my voice to change? How long is it going to take for my face to change? How long until I grow facial hair? And it's really exciting. It's like going to be an exciting journey. So that is all I have today. I may have something tomorrow or the next couple of days. My days off are Wednesday and Thursday, so I'll probably actually put effort into a video during those days. So, yeah, this is me. I'm Christian or Chris or whatever. And I guess I'm signing off. Bye.